Hello and welcome to episode number 67 of Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. British Time, and 8 p.m. European Time. This is my opportunity for me to share my 26 years of executive career management expertise with you, the viewer, or the repeat viewer. I am here for you. So please come forward during this 20-30 minutes on asking me any questions, not just relating to today's topic, which is first impressions. My resume, my CV isn't capturing interest. So a little bit about me. I'm Martin Buckland, and I call myself an executive career management practitioner. I manage and advance the careers of senior executives and those who aspire to be business leaders across the world. I actually have the best job in the world. I hear of some amazing stories of my clients capturing their dream jobs, moving here, moving there, transitioning between countries and whatever. Really exciting job. So today's topic is first impressions. My resume, CV isn't capturing interest. So please come forward with some questions. As I say, it doesn't have to be today's topic. Anybody with questions, something that's on your mind about career management, personal branding, resumes, CVs, how to introduce yourself to executive recruiters, etc. The list goes on and on and on. I'm more than happy to answer those comments when you come in on this Tuesdays at 2. So it's a very interesting topic. I began my business and I wrote nothing else but resumes for about the first 13 years, and now I've branched more out into coaching and all sorts of different things. But I hold multiple certifications. I'm really passionate about advancing your career. So we're going to talk about resumes now. I see lots of resumes because people submit them for a free, no obligation resume critique, and you are perfectly welcome to submit your resume to me. I'm more than happy to give you 30 minutes of my time where I go through it from top to bottom. But I do say it as it is. It's first impressions. Now, the main reason why people aren't getting interest in their resumes, A, they could be outdated. Are you going to hire an outdated person? But B, this is the crucial one. Sadly, technology plays a huge role in your recruitment today. Your resume, generally, your CV, is not going to be read by a human being. It's going to be read by scanning machinery. That scanning machinery is called ATS, Applicant Tracking System. So it's a computer. And as you know, you can never beat a computer, but you can at least try and match it. I see some horrendous resumes, way out of date, and definitely not ATS friendly. But also remember that when you go on a job search, you are selling yourself. You are a product, and you a resume and your LinkedIn profile. And I've talked a lot about LinkedIn as in these Tuesdays at 2, are a product. And that's the resume homework. The resume and the LinkedIn are a package. Your package. Then you're the product inside that package. So you have to get it right first time. People buy when they go to the grocery store or to the department store. They buy a lot on impressions. The packaging is colorful, is sexy. You have to make yourself look sexy. This is the idea, because you want to be considered number one in that recruitment and you want to go forward to the interview. A resume doesn't get you a job, it gets you the interview. So first impressions count. So I suspect that, or I know that the bulk of people who don't get any traction, A, their resume is out of date, B, it's not selling themselves. There's no sales proposition. There's no reason why if I was recruiting you, should be hiring you, and there is not ATS. Some are too long, some are too short. A one page for an executive, anybody with more than 5 or 7 years, just doesn't work. A, it's not ATS friendly, and B, it doesn't work. There is a forum for a one page resume to give to the interviewer when you get after the interview, but definitely not as a tool to go and solicit a job in the recruitment process. And then I see resumes. I saw one the other day, 15 pages long. Well, hello. You aren't going to be recruited just because you put everything down on your resume. The guy said, "Well, I'm a senior executive." Yes, he was. He was a C-suite. But you don't need to go on to anything more than 3 pages. 3 pages maximum. So anything between 2 and 3 pages. But the rule of thumb is you fill pages. So don't do 2.5. Don't do 2.25, 2 1/3. You fill either 2 pages or 3 pages. So too long is going to count you out. Too short is going to count you out. Please come forward with some questions. I'm here for you. Anything to do with career management. And then a lot of people, they put their responsibilities over their accomplishments. And I've said this time and time again. We've shifted from highlighting your responsibilities in this very, very important document to highlighting your accomplishments. Put yourself in the recruiter's seat or the HR professional seat. They're going to hire you because you deliver, you make money, you save money, you streamline operations, you introduce new processes, new technology. The list goes on and on and on. Or you have some very unique projects. You were parachuted in to resurrect a floundering project or whatever. So you need to talk about your accomplishments, not your responsibilities. Now, in each resume or CV I write, and I write one resume every day, I always put the budgets, the different types of budgets, the P&L, and the number of direct reports and indirect reports. So please don't focus on your responsibilities. Focus on your accomplishments. The more accomplishments you have at this end of your career, the better it's going to be for you. You will be hired because you are a performer, not because you're a couch potato or you tell me about your responsibilities. So that's another reason why people don't get traction on their resume. So you need to think, you need to get into the sales mode and think, I'm going to sell myself, but I'm also going to articulate my accomplishments. Now, the more metrics you can deliver to me as a reader, the better it's going to be for you, whether it be percentiles, whether it be dollar, euro, pound, or any other currency value, or any other metrics that you can talk about in your resume. You will be hired because you deliver positive metrics. So responsibilities over accomplishments. You need to concentrate on accomplishments. As I say, it has to focus on on the ATS. One mistake. So ATS doesn't like shading, doesn't like underlines, doesn't like certain bullets. You can only have certain fonts. Don't have squiggly fonts or whatever. So it's a computer. It's very, very picky. One mistake, even one character wrong, one line wrong, and you can count yourself out just simply because you don't have an ATS resume. So more than happy to provide any viewer watching today or anybody on the replay a free, no obligation, 30-minute resume critique. So that's we got one question coming in from Timothy. Welcome, Timothy. I heard that the target position at the top of the resume is no longer a thing. What do you think? So that question, yes. So a resume takes you from today backwards. CV takes you from today backwards, and cover letters take you from today forwards. So the only part of a resume that takes you from today forwards is what I call a directive. So generically, if you are a vice president of supply chain, you might take a director in a bigger company. You might take a COO in charge of supply chain in a smaller company, or you might again take a vice president supply chain position. But generically, it would be senior supply chain leader, and then that would be the title, and then you would customize that. So that's taking you forward because that's telling the reader your where you want to go, the generic title of the position you are seeking. So yeah, the only place or the only part of a resume that goes into the future is your target position, and the rest of it is your career history. So what does take you into the future is a cover letter, and there's many types of cover letters. So those of you who want to find out more about cover letters, please go to my YouTube channel and press the bell button and subscribe, and you will find some videos on cover letters. So a cover letter takes you from today forwards, written in the personal pronoun, and a resume, apart from that directive, that target, will take you from today backwards. So great question. Thank you for Timothy for putting that forward. So the resume, there's three different types of resume format. Today, the choice is a combination. So if you've got a functional style, and I haven't written a functional style resume, well, I actually can't remember when the last time I did, and I've been writing resumes for now 26 years, is a skills-based resume. And that sort of indicates and highlights that you've been in career transition for longer than 18 months or so. So steer clear of that. And then there's the reverse chronological resume, which is without the top part, the top third of a page, which is where the ATS friendly buzzwords get handled or get picked up by the ATS, the scanning machinery. So you need to have a combination. A combination is a combination of the reverse chronological and the functional. So have a combination format. Make sure you have the right contact details. Now, it blows me away. It absolutely blows me away. The number of resumes I see, yes, it's very slim, but it still should not happen once, is people leave their email and they leave their telephone numbers off their resumes. Can you believe it? And then they wonder why, to me, they aren't getting any traction. I just can't understand that. That is the basic stuff, information, contact information you need to have on your resume. So make sure you have an up-to-date telephone number. One guy yesterday, for a free resume critique, sent me his resume. His telephone was out of, he said, I haven't had that for 5 years. I said to him, well, why? Why haven't you updated? Oh, well, I don't know. And he was like freaked out because he hadn't updated it. It's simple. You need to have a current telephone number. You need to have your current email. You need to have your LinkedIn address, your customized LinkedIn address. And what do I mean by that? You need to go to my YouTube channel and you'll see how to customize your LinkedIn channel, your LinkedIn URL. And you also need today your 10-digit Zoom address, because that's the way of the world. Since the advent of COVID 18, 20 months ago, we work a lot by virtual communications, and Zoom is the number one way of touching base with you. So for interviews, etc. So please make sure you have your up-to-date contact info. It's pretty sensible to me. It's common sense, but so many people don't have that. Now, the top third of a page is where you seduce the reader, whether it be the ATS or whether it be the human eye. So you need to have this very succinct, very striking, very resonating, because remember, it's a sales pitch. So the more sales you have, the selling yourself, the better it's going to be for you. So you need to have your personal brand at the top there. Beneath that senior supply chain leader, you need to have your personal brand. What is your unique promise of value? Give me a compelling reason, a sales proposition, why I should choose you over Mary, Mark, or Paul. What is your differentiator? What is your value add? So make sure you have your sales proposition, your personal brand. Then you make sure you have your soft skills in a paragraph format, and then your hard skills. Now, this is very particular. So many resumes I see don't have any of your business skills. Now, that ATS format is a database. So if your resume goes in and an executive recruiter is looking for talent, you think your resume is in an executive recruiter's database. Yes, it is, but it's not being active because if you don't have the buzzwords that are pertinent to you, pertinent to your skill set, pertinent to your level, pertinent to your industry, you won't be found. So think about the business buzzwords or the keywords that are pertinent to you. And I'm going to suggest you have between 18 and 21. So that's the sort of the magic number that I operate on. And then, of course, on your LinkedIn profile, you can have a maximum of 50. So you can expand on those 18 to 21 and advance that. So then if a recruiter is looking on LinkedIn, which they do, they're probably looking for somebody like you exactly right now, you will come up too. So you need to think about, play a game with yourself. Imagine your resume, your CV was hidden in your computer. What business, functional, specific buzzwords would you type in to have your resume come out? So I'm going to suggest you have 18 to 21. Please come forward with any more questions. If you are still on today, right now, Timothy, come forward with another question. Anybody got any questions on career management? I'm more than happy to talk to you, or to have to give you my answer. So soft skills, hard skills. Then you need to come on to the performance. Now, I build my resumes and I write a resume every day of the week, around an acronym called STAR. So situation, task, action, result. Situation, task, action, result. Pack your STAR stories out at this end of your career rather than the early stages of your career, unless you've had something really outstanding that you want to portray, that you've saved them gazillions of dollars or saved the company or saved the world. You need to pack it out at this end of your career rather than the early end of your career. So the crux of a resume is be bold. Come out of hiding. Come out of your shell. Don't be humble. Get into the mood. Get into the mindset of being a salesperson. You are selling yourself. Sell, sell, sell. Sell, sell, sell. It's very important. If you don't sell yourself to a future employer and pass that scanning machinery, that ATS, you will fail and you will be in career transition for a very long time. And that will be one of the reasons why you're not capturing interest. So never miss out on an opportunity just simply because you have an inferior resume. I see so many people. I've said it 3 times today already in this Tuesdays at 2. I see so many inferior resumes, outdated, non-ATS, non-performance. It takes a lot of common sense to sit down and think about the value, your sales proposition, and sell, sell, sell. So I'm more than happy, as I wrap this up, to provide anybody with a free, no obligation resume critique. 30 minutes I'll give you, but I do say it as it is. 30 minutes of free to go through your resume from top to bottom. Because I bet if you're not getting any interest, it's one of the reasons why I've expressed in this Tuesdays at 2. So it's been a pleasure to talk about resumes, CVs, and why you probably aren't getting any traction. Hopefully, some of you got some good value from this 20 or 30 minutes. I'll be happy to give you a free, no obligation resume critique or a LinkedIn audit or both. And please do me a favor, go to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell button where you will be notified of everything that's coming up. Here comes another question. This is good. So Kevin Ledrew. Does your guidance change if my pursuit of a senior and executive sales role has me avoiding ATS managed resume review? I have the luxury of not working, so my search for something I believe will be a great fit for me and the employer will come from my own selling, if you will. Okay, so that's another great question. So you never know. You have probably, if you've been a sales guy for many, many years, dozens of years, you have an extensive network. Networking is going to bring you huge value. But Kevin, you might give your resume to one of your contacts, and you are the perfect sales guy, sales leader for that particular company. But they give it to their human resources, and it goes into their ATS scanning, and you're lost. I can write a book on this. So it doesn't take too much extra to make an ATS resume over pre-ATS, which was probably about 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, which was virtually the same resume. The concept is the same. Ironically, the world's worst resume writers are sales guys. I've been in business now 26 years. I can probably count on 2 hands the number of good sales resumes I've seen. So you need to sell, 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 but you also need, my advice as a professional would be that you need to have an ATS friendly, because I've heard it so many times that people, oh, I'm going to use my network. Yeah, that's great, because that's where I promote. As a job search coach, I promote you to go through your network. But you never know where that's going to get shuffled on 2 or 3 hands down the road, and it gets scanned into that machinery and you're lost. So sales, coincidentally, is hot hiring. If you are a senior sales leader like VP or director, and you really want a job, you could probably, with the right resume and the right job search, you will probably get yourself into a multiple offer situations. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. We need good salespeople, but you need to show your sales figures. I see so many sales resumes, without any metrics. Well, what are you going to be measured on? You're going to be measured. Salespeople are measured on, well, how much money can they make me? And I see so many sales resumes that aren't. So hopefully that's answered your question. I was a little bit tough on you, but that's the way of the world. You need to have an ATS friendly resume, which is looks very good to the human eye as well, but it will scan. You never know. You don't want to take that risk. So anybody got any other questions? If not, I will wrap it up. It's been a pleasure. I love coming back here every Tuesday at 2, sharing my vast knowledge. And if anybody's got any questions, I will put in the message here my email. Let me just go here. And if anybody wants got any other questions. There's my email. If anybody wants to send me a message on anything to do with career management or wanted a free resume critique or LinkedIn audit or both, I'm more than happy to facilitate that. I'm going to wrap it up right now unless there's any other questions. You're welcome, Kevin. Next week's topic, next week's Tuesdays at 2, will be. This sort of leads on from today's topic. I have been in a job search for 6 months, zero interest in me. I have been on a job search for 6 months, zero interest in me. I'm going to be honest. This is the best hiring economy I have seen in my 26 years. We're coming out of the so-called COVID recession. And hiring, recruitment in any function, any industry is robust, hot. So come back next week and learn how to job search. Martin, let's see. I don't see your email. Where did you write it? I wrote it in the. It's probably gone. So it's Martin. It's probably gone to my YouTube channel. So it's Martin. I'll spell it out for you. MARTIN at aneliteresume.com. So Alpha November eliteresume.com. So Martin at aneliteresume.com. When you send me that email, just to trigger my thought that you were on this Tuesdays at 2, and then we can reconnect. I'll pick up the phone or we can do a Zoom. I'm more than happy to have a conversation with anybody listening to this Tuesdays at 2. So thanks for listening. Next week, we're going to talk about job search. If you've been in a job search for 6 months and you haven't got any traction, I know there is something wrong. There is a block, there is an obstacle, something that you aren't doing. And we will unpack that next week. So have a great week. It's Martin at aneliteresume.com. And I'll look forward to you rejoining me at Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern next week. Have a wonderful week.